What's up, chat? Today I want to watch this video by Vote Sport. It came out a year ago. It says, "Is this real? 300-pound taekwondo master in the UFC."
That punch. And then he lets Javante back in.
You can't touch this.
Oh no.
Chris Barnett.
Already, just off watching this intro, I want to see him against DC. Him in his prime, DC in his prime. That'd be a funny ass fight. Two fat motherfuckers.
Barnett became a prominent figure wherever he performed. Under the nickname Beast Boy or Huggy Bear, he would walk to the cage in plush pajamas, put on dance numbers, and generate spectacular finishes, shattering people's expectations. A guy that chubby shouldn't be able to leap into the air and throw spinning kicks, but Chris could do it.
It's like DC.
And today we refresh the memories of his path into the biggest MMA league. He lets Javante back
in. That is a cool celebration. I like that.
Barnett was born in Spain.
I can't lie, I already watched this video, but I want to watch it with you guys.
Where his father was serving in the military at the time. A little later, the family moved to the United States, to Colorado. Both parents and the older brother were deeply engaged in martial arts and practiced taekwondo. So Chris had no choice but to hang out with them in the gym since childhood. The young talent quickly reached black belt level and from the 10th grade began training in wrestling. This allowed him to get a sports scholarship for a small college in Kentucky. While being there, Chris added judo to the fighting arsenal, as he couldn't find anything else to do after classes. Barnett started MMA after graduating and moving to Florida. No one in the gym took the freshman seriously due to his plush panda looks. But at the age of 22, Chris weighed 300 pounds and was 5 foot 9 inches tall, but had the mobility and agility of a lightweight. When he came to meet Extreme Fighting Championship matchmakers, they were amazed and swiftly signed Barnett. In April 2009, the newcomer made his professional debut. The first opponent was Jonathan Ivey, who had more than 70 fights under his belt. Chris beat the brakes off his foe for 15 minutes.
Kung Fu Panda! I called it.
He threw a variety of kicks, constantly landed combinations, and dominated on the ground.
Damn.
At some point, Barnett got super confident and went for a suplex.
Oh!
After adding
that guy was so surprised with the suplex. Whoa! Nice, that's good.
After adding finishing touches to a thorough ass-kicking, the debutante took the victory by unanimous decision. 4 months later, Chris was back in the game. His rival, Danny Perez, compiled a 3-fight winning streak and was set to bring the chubster back down to earth. Barnett immediately started utilizing kicks, but quickly got stuck in the clinch. Before the break, he almost landed an overhand, missing by an inch. At the start of the second round, Beast Boy found the range.
You guys think he has good cardio, chat?
Chris celebrated his success with a flurry of emotions and a spectacular front flip. Barnett's next appearance was at the XFC 10 event.
I remember he used to fight in Japan. He was in some shit in Japan. Maybe it's the PFL. I don't remember. But now he's in the UFC, I believe.
Across from him stood an American top
I'm not sure,
team.
actually. Should I check? Should I check where he's at? Is Chris Barnett signed to the UFC? Oh yeah, he is in the UFC. His UFC fight record is 23-8. That's pretty good.
Student Kenny Garner. The future M1 champion was 35 years old and just starting his MMA journey. Garner fiercely made his way into the clinch and put Barnett on the canvas. ending up in a mount.
Damn.
Agile Chris tried to counter several times, but the enemy eventually took the back and attacked the neck.
Chris Barnett numa situação dificílima ali, tá estrangulado Chris Barnett.
Beast Boy survived, got back to his feet, and staged a real assault until the bell sounded. The second round began with a powerful throw and ended with an ill-advised kick. However, Barnett quickly flipped the script and even tried to go for an Americana.
Got jiu-jitsu.
But time ran out again. In the final round, the Kung Fu Panda transformed into a bear. Another takedown, and
The Kung Fu Panda.
before long, Garner was
called
stopped
it.
with punches on the ground.
Tá castigado, tá ajoelhado no milho, querendo.
Vicious grizzly bear attack right here.
Garner vai batendo, o árbitro para e encerra a luta.
After the
Where
battle,
is he?
Barnett, in his usual style,
XFC.
delighted the audience with acrobatic sketches, turning it into a trademark.
Perdido.
Sensacional, gordinho, mais uma vez, belíssima vitória pra ele.
Encouraged by a successful career start, Chris decided to strike while the iron was hot. In just 3 months, he came out victorious twice. The scrap against Jay White was especially impressive. In the middle of the first round, the two big boys suddenly decided to throw down in the center of the cage.
Well, let's change, and now the big guys go.
Punches so that Barnett's punches aren't landing quite as hard.
Good
Following several grinding clinch exchanges, they went for it again.
edge. White lets him go, and coming right back is Barnett. He lands a good right.
Soon the spectators witnessed another skirmish, this time with only one man left standing.
White in some trouble at the moment, trying to swing his way out of it, back up.
And it was Barnett.
Finished it.
That's
Chris
crazy.
Barnett is still
His
unbeaten.
celebration is crazy.
No one in the XFC can play the crowd.
The
Kevin
year of
Barnett.
2010 was
Or what?
action-packed
No, Chris
for
Barnett.
Chris. From March to July, he scored 3 notable wins, advancing his record to 5-0, and received an invitation to perform in Singapore. The up-and-comer was put up against a gigantic retired soldier, Eric Prindle. Barnett entertained the crowd with a couple of signature strikes.
Very little in the way of fat
Oh,
mass at the
Superman.
midsection. Good quickly. This size will find it difficult to.
And a relentless brawl mid-fight.
It's coming though.
This guy's got
isn't he?
decent Muay Thai.
Center of the
Decent
ring,
striking.
chasing his opponent, left and right. Beautiful exchange.
But he got exhausted quickly and was forced to rely on his wrestling.
Strength.
Got
It's a
exhausted
real
quickly.
thrill to be so close to them up here at ringside. Down they go.
He ended the close bout with active ground and pound,
Rightly so. It ends in a flurry.
then dragged the opponent into a spontaneous dance battle after the final bell.
That's good.
A few minutes later, the judges awarded
No
the
hard
victory to
feelings.
Prindle by a split decision,
What?
marking the first loss of Barnett's
Get the
career.
fuck out of here.
Trying to get back on the winning track, Beast Boy returned to the United States to face off against Mario Rinaldi, who'd made some noise on the regional scene and won 4 out of his last 5. Mario scored a quick takedown and put Chris in danger from the top.
Good because he's got such a tough. That's not a healthy.
Oh, that's bad.
And have a look at him.
At some point, it seemed like Barnett would not last, but he survived and reversed
got
the
up.
position in one big motion.
That's crazy.
This would be amazing. Putting a pin on him now. Who would have thunk it?
I'm just
Look
a
at
big,
Barnett go.
fat
Look
panda.
at Barnett.
Rinaldi could not keep up with the pace,
He's
and in the
the big
beginning
fat
of the
panda,
second
bro.
round
He's
was
him.
crushed by a powerful onslaught.
Look at Barnett going against good Nano
Very,
Chris
very good.
Barnett, he's done it again. We can do
The fun-loving big man developed his success with a victory over another prospect. A future UFC fighter, Walt Harris, got outpointed to a unanimous decision.
Nice.
Barnett's career was going up, but everyday life circumstances got in the
Looks like
way.
fat Kevin
Signing
Durant.
a deal with XFC, he was too pumped to think about the consequences. An enslaving contract with a local organization
Yo, it looks like a
tied him
fun
up
gym.
for several years. As a result, Huggy Bear was out of competition and got out of shape, approaching 300 pounds again.
What?
Returned in 34 months and had to compete
Was
at
he ever
super
in shape?
heavyweight, which isn't even a thing in the biggest MMA organizations. Barnett signed with the Island Fights promotion, scored 2 technical knockouts, and became a champion, consistently impressing the fans with flexibility and coordination. Next up was a trip to Japan. Exceptional personalities are beloved in the land of the rising sun, and Barnett, with his unique style, knew perfectly well that this was his chance to become a star. On the scales, he set a personal record of 341 pounds, and walked to the ring wearing an eye-catching suit, immediately conquering the fans.
Nice.
Veteran Travis View decided to spoil the party and spent almost the entire first round grinding the pot-bellied kid down on the mat.
Would y'all fight in a ring like this when you're doing MMA? I think I would just stick to the octagon. Why? Cause like, god damn, bro, you could. I don't know. I don't know why. I just don't like it. It's better to fight in an octagon.
Chris, realizing that he couldn't win that type of fight, turned up the heat, and as soon as the second round started, caught View coming in.
Ooh! Oh, it is over. It is all over. That's the back of the head, bro. Very legal. That was a good fucking punch, bro. Right over here.
The charming Beast Boy was so impressed by the atmosphere that he promised the Japanese audience to return and put on another show. The rising prospect went back to the US, where a title defense against John Hill had already been scheduled. It took Barnett only 30 seconds to crowd the opponent against the ropes and send him into the shadow realm.
He is out. 30-second fight. You like that?
It was time to fulfill the promise made to the Japanese fans. Chris came to the New Year's event and triumphantly closed 2014, destroying Shinichi Suzukawa in a matter of minutes. People in Japan really loved him. The promoters were generous, and the fans squealed with delight every time this 350-pound man went airborne with spinning kicks. In the subsequent bout, he set flying legs once again, crushing the opponent's torso in the middle of the second round.
He's tapped. He just tapped.
Barnett had won 8 fights back-to-back, but in this contest, the streak was interrupted. In the openweight Grand Prix semifinals, he lost to Ole Thompson by decision. Chris took out his anger on the already familiar Japanese fighter Suzukawa. The outcome was exactly the same as in their previous confrontation. Another New Year's show in Japan, another finish in less than 2 minutes, and another beating on the ground.
Damn. It's over. Let's make a night.
30-year-old Barnett flew back to America and began shedding extra pounds to fit into the heavyweight limit. WSOF expressed interest in signing him, but the fight fell through. Then Chris decided to compete in boxing, won by unanimous decision, and even managed to drop his opponent.
This guy just likes fighting.
His next MMA bout took place in Island Fights. The lack of motivation was obvious. Barnett showed almost no activity and got caught with heavy strikes from little-known Frank Tate, who turned out to be quite a challenge.
Yeah, that's a
This
tough
time, the
opponent.
judges saw a win for Beast Boy and helped him avoid a 2-fight losing streak.
Nice.
However, karma restored the balance soon. Chris was signed to the Korean promotion Road FC, where he was under no weight restriction yet again. The first opponent turned out to be Hyunman Myung, with a modest record of 3-3. Barnett took a clean blow at the very start, his left eye completely shut.
That is good. God damn. Just shut.
A few minutes later, doctors were invited into the cage, but there was nothing they could do. The American's debut resulted in a defeat.
It should be up to the fighter.
A rematch took place 4 months later. Barnett came into it with 40 extra pounds, but was still considered a clear favorite.
On the clock.
Ooh. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. No good. Oh fuck. No good. He got dropped. Yeah, that is hard. You saw his neck just like spring over.
In the middle of the second round, Chris entered a shootout and suddenly fell face down into the canvas.
That is bad. That's gotta hurt. The second hit to the floor.
Since then, Hugh never fought in the MMA, and Barnett returned to the all-forgiving island fights. Alex Nicholson, who had recently been fired from the UFC, was waiting for him. Barnett almost scored a knockout in the opening seconds, but instead of finishing the bout standing, started to grapple.
Oh, that's not the best idea.
Nicholson managed to stay on the feet and soon displayed some magic in close range.
Suplex him.
A short elbow from the clinch was a surprise, not only for Beast Boy, but for the audience as well.
Tough.
In just 2 years, Barnett's 8-win streak turned into a rough patch after losing 5 out of his last 7 fights. In order to revive his career, Chris went back to Asia to perform in Road FC. Against the Korean Yoon Jae-shim, the American looked leaner, more active, and sharper than in recent years.
Look at Konos.
He's gonna pay you. It's
on
the chin.
His menacing kicking game made a comeback.
That was a performance there.
Wow. Chris is using a lot of energy.
It's over.
Accidental.
Bam. That's the strongest.
The Korean tried to fake a low blow after getting hit to the body, but the referee was on the alert.
Bam. Right.
But he's right. It wasn't a low blow.
Ouch.
This solid performance secured a place for Beast Boy in the openweight Grand Prix.
Yeah!
In the quarterfinals, he would meet 43-year-old Alexandru Lungu. Even your grandma couldn't have fed these two boys full.
What?
Barnett put himself in a compromising position by throwing an ill-timed kick.
No good. No good.
Lungu took his back and looked for a strangle.
Those back kicks and shit like that, you should only really throw them when you put your opponent on the ropes and they're like, you know, they're springing back, and then or on the side of the octagon, you know what I'm saying? And then you just, for a little touch, you just kick them in the stomach, or you do the spin kick and hit them in the neck.
Big ol' Chris slipped out and unleashed dozens of blows from the top.
Chris gonna get up.
Yeah. Hey,
there was no point in continuing the battering.
Let's go. Let's check his total record, because he has a lot of fights. Chris Barnett fight record. What the fuck? Oh, that's the total? No, that's in the UFC, motherfucker. Okay, I'm not seeing it, but fuck it, bro.
Look, took a lot of shots, a lot of damage.
However, the Grand Prix was not completed, and Barnett was forced to look for another haven. To keep himself busy, he performed again in island fights and won by decision. Later, he competed against Yoel Romero under grappling rules.
Way! In jiu-jitsu?
Won by decision. Later, he competed against Yoel Romero under grappling rules and tapped to a Kimura.
Yeah,
he might be able to finish it here. You see Barnett's hand ready
Yoel.
to tap. Barnett tap. There you go. Wise move by Chris Barnett.
In September of 2019, Chris got a rematch with Yoon Jae-shim. The spinning kick aficionado decided not to utilize...
You think fighters use body fat as a cover-up for steroids? Just a question.
His legs this time, getting the job done with his fists.
Just eating shots to the face, and his hands are down.
Yeah. Oh!
The big man's down, and Chris Barnett jumps in there with a big right hand to finish it. He just...
He loves winning, man. You can see it. Me too, bro. I feel it.
In the next 2 months, Barnett earned another MMA victory and signed up for a prestigious one-day kickboxing tournament.
Kickboxing, okay. Oh, God.
He's got him down.
In the quarterfinals, Chris dropped Tony Lopez and took the upper hand by a decision.
Chris!
Terrence Hodges knocked him out in the semifinals.
Oh, and he puts him down.
Yet the way Barnett tried to stand up deserves close attention.
Frankie's having trouble getting up.
He's got a left hook. He's done.
He's done. That's going to be it.
He's trying. Look at the heart.
He's trying so
hard.
hard.
Look at that heart, man.
Tough. If they gave the same amount of time to Tyson Fury in the in the Ngannou fight, man, he would have lost too.
So hard.
It should be. I mean, if they gave him 23 seconds, I think it was to Tyson Fury. That's dumb. It was Ngannou's fight. He won that.
That heart, man.
Almost hit him with the left too. Almost put them. Or with the right.
This kickboxing performance did not affect his prospects in MMA. Beast Boy was on a 5-fight winning streak, and 2020 promised to be a breakthrough year. Barnett was serious about getting into the UFC, and was looking for someone who could help bolster his resume. Unfortunately, Ole Thompson tested positive for COVID at the very last moment, and Barrett's awaited rematch fell apart. Thompson's cornerman, Ahmed Tijani, replaced him. The Brit had zero experience and looked even thicker than Barnett himself. That's a feat that not many can accomplish.
I was telling them,
just a few attacks were enough for Chris to send the opponent to the floor and finish him off.
Fight's over. That's it.
Later that year, several more high-profile fights got canceled, including one with Bigfoot Silva. Luckily, the call came from the UFC. They needed an adversary for Ben Rothwell just 9 days before the event. Chris was finally in the right place at the right time and signed a multi-fight deal. On the big stage, Barnett looked good as long as he had fuel in the tank. Low kicks were landing.
Rothwell trying to walk him down.
And some punches reached the opponent's head.
Always lands a right cross. Superman punch in a combination and a spin for Barnett.
But soon, Rothwell started to place shots.
Is he gonna lose his fight?
Then scored a takedown.
Please don't.
And kept wearing his victim down on the ground for 2 minutes.
Fucking Barnett,
In the second round, Barnett was gassed.
Why do I keep saying Kevin Barnett? Is that a person? Is he a basketball player? He's a comedian? Bro, why do I keep thinking of him?
Still, and accepting exchanges that were not at all in his favor.
Run like that.
Dipping was going to stop the fight.
Oh, God. Oh, God. They are tired.
At a certain point, Chris desperately rushed for a takedown. Rothwell easily stopped it and caught the debutante in the guillotine.
Dropping in on the feet. Wanted to take a break from this position.
Decent first fight, I guess. He lost.
A year later, it turned out that Barnett had failed a drug test for marijuana and received a 5-month suspension. He waited until November 2021 and got back to business against Gian Vellante, who'd planned to finish his career with this fight in front of his native New York crowd. Chris was in no hurry and kept calm pace in the first round, preserving energy. But in the second, he stirred up the arena with one pirouette.
And then he lets Gian Vellante back in.
Oh! Lord have mercy, I'm out there, bro. God damn, that was crazy. That's crazy, bro. It's Kung Fu Panda right here.
The taekwondo ace rattled Vellante's dome with a well-timed spinning wheel kick, marking his first promotional win and performance of the night bonus.
And then he lets Gian Vellante back in.
Signature butt-landing somersault is attached.
Oh, the land was beautiful.
Because why not?
He lets Gian Vellante back in.
The knockout went viral and grabbed the attention of mass media. Still, Barnett was adamant that he's got many more surprises to offer. Although Beast Boy's last appearance in the cage resulted in an unfortunate incident. The contest was stopped after an illegal elbow strike to the back of the head.
Guy is just dominating.
The referee declared the blow unintentional, so the final verdict was based on the judges' scorecards, which were all in favor of Martin Budai.
Well, it'll go down as a technical decision.
On September 10th, Barnett will attempt to get back on track like he's done numerous times. No matter the result, the ultimate winners will be us, the fans.
Come on, Barney. Kevin Barney.
Woo! If you like this video, punch that like button, subscribe to our channel, and vote for sport.
Cringe. Alright, thanks for the video, vote sport. I fucking loved it. I love you. You're my daddy. Thanks for the video again. Thank y'all so much for watching. You guys are my daddy. Yeah, anyway, thanks for watching. Bye.